Welcome back everyone, it's Stephanie from Glitterful. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're looking to learn fun and easy glitter tumbler designs and DIY crafts, start today by subscribing to my channel below. Become that glitterholic and click that notification bell to always know when I upload. All right, so we're going to make a candy cane tumbler design. With the holidays approaching, this is a really cute, fun, and simple design to do. So we're going to be using Mod Podge, a foam brush, because it is my favorite for applying glitter when I'm using the Mod Podge method. We are also going to be using Peppermint Patty, which is a metallic white, and Studded Kiss, which is a GG original. So very two beautiful colors. I'm going to be using a combination of electrical tape, painter's tape, and double-sided tape, okay? And I don't have the exact measurements on these, but I will have them in my description below. So, and scissors nearby. A prep tumbler, so this is a 20-ounce skinny tumbler from Walmart. It's Built, the brand Built. So let me move this stuff to the side, and I will go ahead and start with the tape. Okay guys, so with our candy cane design, you're gonna wanna have painter's tape, electrical tape, painter's tape, and I am going to be using a double-sided 3M tape for my smaller portions. I find that electrical tape is the perfect size for this, but it also gives you guys all a good idea of how to use regular painter's tape or electrical tape in the event you don't have double-sided tape. So this is going to be kind of like an all tutorial in one. I've already cut out some strips, and you want to start placing your electrical tape in the best diagonal way that you can along your cup, churning it and not being so hard on yourself, just going all around and giving yourself enough space for those next that double-sided tape that's coming. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all around the cup, and I'll be right back. All right, so once you've laid all your strips down, please don't be hard on yourself. If you want the perfect diagonal, that's good luck to you. It's hard to do. So, I mean, I still play with some of my strips if I don't like something, but I'm not going to break my head about it either. Like, I'm just going to try to do the best that I can. And that's also why I add the additional lines so that I can create kind of like that really cool design. See, I can redo things all day. Okay, so what I do for this, because this is the part that I see a lot of people kind of have issues with, and then I've also had issues with. So my way of doing this so that I get my perfect lines is that you can use electrical tape again, but I prefer to use painter's tape so that I am aware of my different colors. So what I do is I align my strips side to side so that I know where my line starts and ends, okay? And this is how I do my strips so that I have the perfect straight line. And I always start with my darker colors. I'm a firm believer that you should always start with your darker colors. I find that if you start with your lighter colors, which seems like the obvious thing to do, because you're like, well, all your areas that are currently open is where your white's gonna lie. True, but you contaminate your glitter, your white glitter, if you do it like that. So I spent a little bit extra time by like doing it like so. I will pull that tape off, and by the way, I save these so that I can reuse them again. Electrical tape is really awesome for that, so I'll use that again. And I'll do this right there, so that I know that right here is where I'm adding my Mod Podge. And I'll show you, and then I do these one by one so that I don't have, I don't contaminate, I don't have any issues with my other sides as well. And it takes a little bit longer, but I'm okay with that because I just prefer it to be, I prefer it to be right and straight versus me going back and having contaminated white glitter, trying to get white off of, red off of white. Have fun with that. That's a lot of work. So this is how I do it. It may take an extra 10 minutes, but I'd rather have it right than not. I'm giving this a really quick layer of Mod Podge, and I'm making sure I don't have any humps. I don't know if you guys have heard me before, but humps are really difficult to get out of your design. Okay, I'm gonna move my glue to the side, and I'm gonna open up my Studded Kiss. So Studded Kiss is a GG original. It's super silky in the way it lays, so I'm actually very, very proud of this color. And this this cut, it's really gorgeous. So take a look at that. And so with Mod Podge, you always need second layer. So if you don't have the base underneath, like of the color, you're always gonna need to do a second layer so that richness really pops up. But if you had already painted your design, then it would have been no problem. What you could have done is just, you probably would have just been able to do that one coat. That's why it's very important to prep your cup to the color, but because this is a candy cane, I do leave it white and I do a second coat, which is not a big deal to me. Okay. So what I do then is, this obviously needs to dry, but I will peel this up. Probably should have had that there. And I'll put my painter's tape right here. And I'll pull. Okay. And you have to start being a little bit more careful because now you're coming into these, this other sector. I'm losing a lot of glitter here, so let me just leave that there. See? Take a look at how gorgeous that is. So now I'm going to go over to this other side, and I'm going to pop that painter's tape right to the side, and I'm going to do the same thing. So follow me along, and I'm going to do this around my entire cup, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and be good for our second coat because we've gone around. I wanna point out a couple things, and I'm gonna try to put the video up so that you can see what I'm talking about. But you wanna be very firm when you're adding the barrier tape, because if you're not, for example, right here, if you can see, it's not very straight. And the reason why is because my barrier tape was actually lifted. So when you're adding your barrier tape, you want to make sure that you're pushing down those edges to that side, to the sides. So therefore, it's creating really nice, sharp, straight lines. And all of these little glitters here are just stragglers, and that's okay, okay? So you can just pat, 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 so that all your glitter falls. But this is also why you're adding your second layer of glitter. so that you have that really deep red, and also to hold down any of those flyaways. So for this, I'm actually going to be using a regular brush. I'm actually trying to find my tea brush, which I think I just found right here. A tea brush, because it has a square tip. I'm trying to see if I can put my hand down. A tip, and then I'm going to be able to really press into those sections. And I'm not really worried about this right here, because take a look. I could just do this and clean that up because it was really light. But still, you want to make sure that your edges are really clear. So I'm not too worried about that, but that can happen if you're not straight with, see? You want that smooth, clean edge. All right, so again, all I'm doing is a second layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm going around to each line and adding glitter. So follow me along through fast motion, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so once we've done all of our second layering, which look how gorgeous, and I fixed that boo-boo. I can't even find it anymore. Good, I fixed that boo-boo. We need to clean up these areas, and that's okay. We can grab some alcohol and clean it off, and then we're good to add our, you can wait till it's dried, or we can go ahead and start adding our double-sided tape, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean this off a little bit though, because I have some areas that are really in there. Probably some stragglers that had glue on them, and I brushed them off, which is okay. So clean this off, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so that's the best I'm gonna be able to do right now. I'm not really worried about it. Okay, so I am actually going to do this one strip. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do this one strip. I'm contemplating between the thinnest one or the bigger one. I think I'm gonna do the thinner one. We don't have much room, and I gotta find the opening for this. Fun times. All right, right here. And I've literally glitter everywhere, but the cool thing about double-sided tape is where you put it is where it's gonna go, right? So because this isn't dried, I am going to be super careful. You know what? It's dry enough. I can actually lay this down. Be just gentle when you're laying it down. Okay, and gonna lay that diagonally like that. Okay, and because this stuff is super expensive, you want to make sure you don't have a lot hanging out. Okay, very close to that edge. Okay, and turn this. Like I said, it's not super wet anymore, so the other layers, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay. Get really close to that, and I'll go back up to the edge to cut those. Should probably be a little bit more careful there, but okay, and you're going all around to do this. Now, the cool thing about double-sided tape is that is exactly what it is. double-sided. So as soon as we lift this up, we're good to glitter, and then we're going to move on. I have a lot of glitter that's kind of straggling here, but I'm okay. I'm gonna clean that up afterwards. I figured that it doesn't really matter since I'm gonna be pouring red glitter again, and we'll just clean that up after the fact. Okay, so now that you have your double-sided tape in all these areas, I am gonna put that down. Gonna get very close to these edges here and just cut and cut and cut. So, and make sure that they're pressed really nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and pull, if I can. Nails are not helping me with anything. Grab an X-Acto knife, and that's going to be able to help. And pull. You see it's clear. Okay, so once this is all set, you've pulled off all your tape, you're just gonna go ahead and glitter, and I'm just gonna do one, and then I'm gonna put you guys in fast forward, okay? So I'm gonna make sure that I have the strip in there, and I'm gonna rub my glitter onto my tape. Okay, just like so. And you can try to double back, but it's gonna be pretty, onto there. But I just try to do the second layer, so in case it can grab anything else, it does. Okay. And then I pat along, and then I'm good to move on. So follow along, and then we're gonna clean up this cup off the red, and then I will show you what to do next. Stay tuned. Guys, so take a look at this gorgeousness. So I spent a lot of time really trying to remove some of those stragglers there, and you can see like they still move. But just do your best, use your nails, just try to get that out, because red is a prominent color. And this is why I do the red first, because when you have the white down first, the red is super hard to get off. And as you can see, we use a lot of the red. So, you know, we need this to be, we need to protect the areas which are going to be white. Okay, that's the key with this thing. So remember, we're going to be using Peppermint Patty. Love, love, love both of these colors, by the way, guys. Like, look at the richness of Studded Kiss, the red, and then Peppermint Patty is just gonna pop it. I'm gonna be using a combination of my foam brush and just a regular brush, soft bristle. And I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm going to do one with you guys, and then we're going to follow along in fast motion, but I just want you guys to see. So you can, I'm using straight from my bottle here, and the reason why I'm doing that is because this is a white glitter, so I'm not really worried about the contamination. Plus, I'm not actually doing anything direct yet. So once we get to that, the second lay of glitter where I have to go ahead and do my second layer, I'll go ahead and get something to pour my Mod Podge. So right now I'm not worried. I'm just going directly from the bottle into the brush. And I'm just being really careful here about making sure I'm using my brush for those areas. I don't want to get any glue onto my lines, because that is going to contaminate my straight, beautiful lines, red lines, okay? Actually, and since these are so close, I'll just go ahead and do both of these right here with you guys, and I can show you. And we're just doing the same thing. So this is a lot of detailed work. No, you know, a lot of these designs are really detailed, but having patience with it is key. And you want to get it right. So this is why I'm like, I always try to figure out ways to do things a little bit easier. This one design is not so much that it's easier. It's just a better way to help you get those really straight lines for those bigger candy canes, and then using double-sided tape for these beautiful, smaller, more realistic candy cane design. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some of that beautiful peppermint patty onto there, and I'm trying to be as careful and into those lines that I can be. I don't want to put too much anywhere else, and I'm going to use my finger there just to kind of pat along those edges so I'm not dropping so much and so quickly, so that those layers are covered, those areas are covered. Okay, so I'm patting, 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 and then drop. Take a look at that. How gorgeous. And actually, I don't think I'm going to do a second layer for this. This is a new color that we just got in. So typically I'll do this with Snow Day, but take a look at how this looks. So you really don't, with that white base underneath, you don't really need that second coat, especially because this is a fine glitter. So it's a little bit bigger than the ultra fines. And so it's really, really, it's a more of a prominent flake here, flake size. So hold on, look at that. Whoa, mama, perfect for this. It's almost like a mirror-like finish. It's so gorgeous. Pat that really good. Take a look and see, with you kind of pushing it in really awesomely, like it really does help with those sectors. So like there's some areas here, so now I know that I want to go back into those areas and maybe put some more Mod Podge so that it can get some areas, some more glue, and I'll just go back. I really don't need a second layer on this. You can if you feel like you need it, but I don't. I think I'm good with just my one layer. So take a look at that. So we're going to go around the cup. We're going to finish this off, and then we'll be right back for the next step, okay? All right, guys, so take a look at this freaking gorgeousness. I'm in love, 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 love. Okay, so I am just gonna go onto my red with a bristle brush, and I'm just gonna wipe off any white that I have on here, any peppermint patty. Okay, so this is just gonna do a nice quick cleanup, nothing crazy. I actually need a thinner one for this area right here for my thin lines. I want to make sure that these are all beautifully shown of how the work that we put in to keep the integrity of these lines. So you're going to clean this up, and then we're going to go and we're going to seal this with our acrylic clear sealant. 4 times, it's my magic number for sealant. 4 times, giving each coat at least 10 minutes in between to dry, and then we'll be right back for epoxy. Your epoxy is ready. You want to go ahead and add your epoxy over onto your cup. I'm going to be using my Glitterholic silicone brush for this, available on our website. And I'm going to be adding some heat so I can pop any micro bubbles on there. All right. Hey guys, okay, so we have went ahead and did our coats, added our vinyl, and our cup is done. Take a look at this gorgeousness. So just to recap a couple of things, we want to make sure that if we're using tape, that we are laying down our first strip of tape, then we're using another piece of tape, whether it's painted tape. If you're using electric tape, again, just give yourself kind of like a marker so that you know which ones you're peeling off, and push down on those borders, so therefore you have that clean, crisp line. And yeah, so have fun with this, guys. I fell in love with this cup so much that I actually had to keep it for myself, so I'm super excited. Peppermint patty and studded kiss are on our website at www.glitterful.com. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and we'll chat about it a little bit more. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook group at Glitterful Glitter Fanatics. Tongue twisted there, guys. Sorry. And like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, guys. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a glitterful day. Bye.